What up, though? What up, though? We back with another episode of Whispering to Your Soul. I'm here with the lovely, the one-stop shop, Miss I Look Like all of that. My sis, Miss Serena Renee, in the mother building. You dig? Talk to him, sis.
You stupid. What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Serena Renee. We are here with another epic episode. Don't mind my hair. I actually forgot that we were doing a podcast today, so I was washing my hair. And so y'all gonna get a little bun action today. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the little bun. You feel it? But anyway, so we're gonna have an amazing time today. You know, we have King Jaquel Martin here. He's about to be on some heat today. So let's get ready.
And shout out to our sponsors, man. In the Hood Clothing, man. Shout out to the sponsors. You know what I'm saying? They making showing love. You know what I mean? Taking care of us. So make sure y'all go cop that merch. Make sure y'all check out the IG of our sponsors, In the Hood Clothing. So I'm gonna drop that right there on the banner so y'all can check them out. Make sure y'all love, like, support. This is my brother. You know what I mean? We want to get them right. In the Hood Clothing on Instagram. So let's get into this amazing show today, sis. Let's see what we got going on today. You feel me? Drum roll.
No, we didn't have a fight. We had a big argument right outside the club.
And who started it?
This time, I think I got loud and got aggressive, but it was the third time this happened. And so I felt like I needed to stand up for myself. Even though I was talking and we was having a lot of crazy words, I was walking that way to avoid the issue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And that's what happened. And it's unfortunate, but what's dope is that we all got on the phone. We talked for about 35 minutes.
You that don't care.
You don't care about the piece about it?
At what point? So you saying someone approached you, and this is the third time y'all been having this argument. What was y'all arguing about?
Comments that I was making on my show, on my news
you got
show.
A show?
I'm on the news now. I'm a news anchor.
What?
I'm a news anchor. Yep, I'm on the news.
You know what to do with yourself, huh?
No, I'm having a good time.
You're not.
I am, Nikki. I'm having
good is a word you.
I'm having a great time. I'm alive.
Amen.
You taught me that.
Okay, so sis, what do you think about, first of all, the situation with Ray J and him being a news anchor? Shout out to Ray J.
First and foremost, I have to use my words carefully with Ray J because I see Ray everywhere. Every party I go to, he's there. Every event, he's there. I was trying to do business with Ray J. We're supposed to have a meeting, which, are we still having that meeting or not, Ray? You know,
Ray, are y'all having a meeting, Ray? Are y'all gonna meet, Ray? What's good, man?
Yeah, we need to get on the phone and talk about some business moves. Anyways, so I have to be very careful with what I'm about to say. First and foremost, let's talk about Nikki. Nikki wanted the tea. She didn't want to hear no kumbaya. Nikki was like, I ain't asked you about all that. I want to know what happened, who said something to the person first. Yeah. I want to know, did anybody hit somebody? Did some blows be thrown? Like, what is happening right now? Nikki was on, right?
Look, she wanted all the smoke. Yeah, I mean, Nikki wanted the smoke. Yeah, me.
Yeah. So, back to the overall situation. I feel like that Ray has been being Ray in the media. Now he has his little news anchor situation. It ain't little, but you know, he got his news anchor situation now. And he's on every news outlet almost talking about whatever topics, and he's like free falling. Like, he has no filter. So at one point, he was talking about Diddy, his kids, and things like that, but more about Diddy and a whole situation about him being locked up. It's only right that if you talk about my family member and they can't defend themselves, if I see you on the street, we finna square up. So do I fault the boys? No. But I do fault the fact that all three of them tried to jump one person. It should have been, y'all should have designated one person. Y'all should have designated Quincy to fight him or something. You know what I'm saying? Just one person. Just square up with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, all three of y'all ain't have to go at the man like that. But at the end of the day, I think it's a sensitive topic. Although Diddy did what he did, he needs to be reprimanded. He needs to be held accountable for his actions, everything that he's done. He has a right to go through the due process with the courts. But at the same time, I want people to understand that he still have kids, right? So when it comes to that, especially younger kids, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're celebrities, you know, they should know better or whatever, and whatever happens in the media, then yeah, whatever happens in the media is going to automatically trickle down to your family. Okay, that's true, but come on now, he got the girls, you know. And one thing I can say from what it looks like is, irregardless of what Diddy did, it seemed like he was a good father, because on his birthday, they called him, or somehow, or he either called them.
Talk your talk.
And they sung, the little baby sung happy birthday to him and everything or whatever. So it just showed what type of father he was, because if he was a deadbeat dad, no kid would ever do that. They'd be like, I'm glad that nigga, I'm sorry, I'm going to say that word. I'm glad this N-word is in the jail system. They need to put him out of the jail. But now one of his kids say that, right? So aside of him being an abuser, he was a good father. So for them to defend their father's honor and try to beat up Ray, I don't fault them for that.
Listen, first and foremost, ain't nobody finna sit back and let nobody talk about their parents like that. Period. People have fought in high school over somebody saying something about their mama or their father in high school. So imagine someone speaking on national television and throwing your parents under the bus. Everyone is allowed to have an opinion, right? I do think that Ray J went a little far when he was like 1,000 lashes. They should tie him up and give him 1,000 lashes, like this is the Passion of Christ or something. Says, you know what I mean? I thought that was a little bit much. You feel me? And I hate how people act like celebrities aren't human. Great point right here by Miss Shirley. What makes a celebrity different than anyone who's not a celebrity when they are human like others? Mm-hmm. I mean, people have feelings. It doesn't matter your status. And this is a very serious situation that's going on with their father. And I believe the due process should be able to be done before anyone passes judgment. The media can control a narrative and paint a picture to make you sway your opinion before someone gets to court. So before we all just jump on this no Diddy train, let's get all the facts out. Let's find out what's the real truth and not what we assume the truth through Google warriors or social media warriors, and actually find out what's going on in this trial and in this case. I understand why they rolled up on Ray J like that, but there's a way to handle things as well. I don't think that now that we're older, you know, I mean, there's a certain way to address situations, right? I mean, look, if Chris Brown wasn't there, that situation could have went left. Somebody could have possibly lost their life.
Who that talking?
Huh?
Who was that?
Oh, that's Devon in the back.
Oh.
If Chris Brown wasn't there, that situation could have went way left. You know what I mean? And we don't want that. And then, you know, Whack 100 got called into the situation like, oh, yo, you got cats pulling up, say less. Y'all want to act like y'all grown? We really finna treat y'all like that. So you got to be really careful with the type of gasoline you like, because everybody not going to play the way you want to play. And some people might take it way too far. You know, remember when you was a kid, sis? I don't know if you ever seen guys do this, but people want to slap box.
Oh, yeah.
Boxing is all fun until somebody, you know what I'm saying, get that, shut your,
right.
And then all of a sudden it ain't slaps no more. So that situation definitely could have went way left. That situation could have went so far left, and we could have lost some more black men over some ignorant things. So hopefully that this situation will be able to find the justice in it, and hopefully that all parties will be able to come to a mutual agreement. What are your thoughts?
Well, before Nikki cut him off and was like, I ain't actually falling, it sounded like that they came to a mutual agreement from just a little clip that Ray J was about to say. It sounded like they had a conversation on the phone. They understood each other, and they're good. Which, you know, Ray J, the Combs family, they've been around each other forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. This ain't nothing new.
Which is why, it ain't nothing new. You know, I mean, this is Hollywood.
Let me ask you
They
something. Do you
still
think they felt
friends.
betrayed? Do you think they felt betrayed because Ray's been around them so much and been around their father? Do you feel like they felt betrayed by Ray J by going on the news,
Yeah.
or do you feel like they should have allowed his father to have due process? Because here's the thing: when you're in the limelight, you're in the limelight for all the good stuff. Well, guess what? It comes with the bad too. So you got to have the balance. You can't, Diddy got people eating cheesecake. Your dad did some crazy things on television as well. With how he treated people with Day 6, Danity Kane. He said some wild things on television, even for his show. So if he's able to say wild things to people, then he got to be able to take the lashes just as well. No point intended with the lashes. But he has to be able to take that verbal situation, you know what I'm saying, just as well, the verbal assault, because he was able to give it out on national television. So I think that, it's tough. It's tough. You got to have some emotional intelligence in that situation. What are your thoughts, sis?
Right. Well, first of all, you ain't have to say the lashes, nah.
That's why I said no point intended. Yeah, I mean,
you in Hollywood. You work at one of the prime spots that all the celebrities go to.
I just saw Ray last week. Yeah, I just saw him last week.
That's what I'm saying.
Party. I won't say where, but yeah,
Cole is out now, so
yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I'm not taking no sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking no sides. I'm just saying it is what it is. And hopefully everybody is able to find a mutual ground. You know what I mean? We're already losing enough Black men to our own violence and to police violence. We don't need to continue to perpetuate that situation and, that same thing continue to repeat itself. So I'm glad they were able to get on the phone, talk like men, settle that, and move forward in this situation,
Yeah.
We have a comment. It says, if your mind is weak and you're a drifter like Napoleon Hill, I wouldn't double says, then the media will always have control. Oh, okay. So we're talking about the media. Shirley brought up the media, and the media can definitely persuade you. Because if you see something over and over again, eventually you'll start to believe it's true. Here's a prime example. Have you ever heard a song on the radio? And he was like, man, this song is whack. I hate it. And they keep playing it over and over again. And then eventually the song that you hate, you wind up singing, and you don't even know why you're singing. It's called programming. And the media does that all the time. So it's not about the stories they tell, it's about the narrative. Who's controlling the narrative? There's an old saying that says, letters make up, there's life and death in what we speak. Well, we speak words, then letters make up words make up sentences make up paragraphs make up stories, songs, music, movies, right? But who's controlling the narrative behind all of that? Because a narrative can sway how you actually think and believe. So you got to pay attention to who's controlling the narrative and if that narrative is real. You got anything else on this situation right here, sis, that you wanted to, dabble on?
No, we good. We got to understand that. Ray, leave these people alone. Nah.
Wait. I'm glad you said it. What do you think about Ray being a news anchor? Shout out to Ray. Yeah, I mean, reporting the news. Look, I ain't mad at you, bro. Get your bag any way you can. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Bag, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're going to put you on the news. Go get your coins. Go get your coins.
Listen, Linda. I love Ray.
Woo.
I think he is a hustler. I think Ray J is a person that know how to make money. He know how to make things out of nothing. We already seen that when he had a couple noodles at the freaking BET Awards and security deal. So he know how to do certain things. But him being a news anchor,
shout out to his beautiful mother.
He need a little bit more practice.
Shout out to his beautiful mother. She's amazing. Sonia, what up, though? Shout out to Brandy, still doing her thing. The vocal Bible. Shout out to the fam bam. You know what I mean? Let's get into this next topic. I think you're going to love this one.
All right, Black people and forward-thinking people, come back in here. Let me show you what the Electoral College map looks like if we focus on southern states where Black people are a higher percentage of the population rather than northern states where we're chasing white women and Latinos who are inconsistent in their voting patterns. So Trump is going to win Arizona and Nevada, as it looks like. So this is what the map looks like currently. If the Democratic Party had a strategy that invested more money in North Carolina, and then they took the money that they invested in Michigan and put the rest of that into Georgia, okay? And then the money that they were spending in Wisconsin and Arizona, they instead invested in Mississippi and Louisiana. You'd end up with a Harris 272, Trump 266. Black people are a larger portion of the population in all of these states, and you don't have to consider as much of the Latino population and other folks who went on the other side. But if you really want to build a blue wall, you'd go to Alabama and South Carolina too and get to 290 and create an environment where it would be almost impossible for Democrats to be defeated based on the math of going after the vote of the people who think and ideologically align with you with their vote instead of chasing votes that have already left you. That's a blue wall for your ass. Now let's run through the numbers of how much money they spent chasing white women and Latinos in these states. In Pennsylvania, they spent $308 million. That could go to North Carolina. In Michigan, they spent $237 million. That could go to Georgia. In Wisconsin, they spent $145 million. That could go to Louisiana and Alabama. In Arizona, they spent $122 million. That could go to Mississippi. If you did that, North Carolina would end up with $431 million spent. Georgia would end up with $408 million spent. And Louisiana, where we don't know how much was spent there, would end up with 72.5. So would Alabama and Mississippi 122 million, because Mississippi has more black voters than any other state percentage wise. The reason this makes a difference is in a lower state, reallocating $884 million from Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona to North Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi allows the Democrats to focus spending where the impact of the dollar is maximized. This strategy, okay, a new Southern strategy, is a pathway to securing both the Electoral College and Senate seats. They took the Senate, they got the White House. How do you take it back without chasing people who continue to show you they are not interested in your policies or your politicians? So go with the people who are more likely to side with you. And the percentage of the population in these states where black people make up a higher percentage of the population than they do in these other states will give you a different return on your investment. How much are you spending chasing voters who have decided that they are not interested in you? We have 2 years until we can go after the Senate. They're going to pack the courts and do everything they can to hinder the rights and deregulate everything. So we're going to need a strategy to get back active and ensure that we can have some level of protections before this presidency is over. And the only way that that happens is going after strategic new investments in places where you can get the highest return for the dollars that you put in. And you're going to get that in places where you have a lower percentage of people to actually try to get out to vote, and the cost is cheaper to move to vote. Pay attention. This is not just about how you feel. It's strategy, it's money, and all of the other things in politics that come along with it. We got to be smart thinkers about how we apply the resources we have so that we can get the outcomes we want, rather than chasing people who abandon us in some of the worst times this nation has ever seen. I'm sharing this information with you because it's the only way I think we can actually get people to move forward, is if we collectively start saying, these are the ideas and strategies we want to see applied, and we don't let up until we see it happen.
I love that clip. And the reason why is because it led to this. Donald Trump becomes the 47th president of the United States. How do you feel about that, sis?
First of all,
woo! Perfect timing. Welcome back. Don't worry about the technical error. You're good.
First of all, let me just say this. Unpopular opinion.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay.
I feel like Kamala Harris should not have conceded, and she should have went ham on election fraud.
Yep, I agree.
The numbers did not line up. We had 2 election boxes that were burnt, so nobody knows where those election ballots went.
Right.
We don't know if you guys had a track record of the ballots that was actually in that box. If you can reach out to those people and have them recast their ballots, there's no mention of that. Number 1. Number 2, here's another reason why I think she should have fought for election fraud. Philly, they said Philly was cheating. Well, Trump said Philly was cheating. The first thing he said was, we're dispatching law enforcement. You are not going to cheat on this election, right? But when Georgia had 5 bomb threats, 5 bomb threats.
Yep.
And one of them was said to be a Russian bomb threat. Trump was quiet as heck.
Allegedly.
He was quiet.
Yep.
He was quiet, right? So why are you quiet about Georgia, but you weren't quiet about Philly?
About Philly. Yeah. And
You feel what I'm saying?
In Philly, you F around and find out. That's what he told him. F around and find out.
Right. And then let's take it a step further. Throughout Trump's whole campaign, see, people were so distracted with both parties and the entertainment of everything, right?
Yeah.
When Trump was doing his rallies, if everybody would have listened to what he said, he constantly said, we don't need the votes. We already got the votes. How you already got votes if the election ain't even happened?
Talk about it.
You have one of the most technical people on your team that gave millions and millions of dollars, Elon Musk, that owns a social media platform. Mm-hmm. You're friends with Putin, mm-hmm. who also has a history of
tampering with, allegedly tampering with votes. Yep.
Yeah. So you have all this stuff or whatever, and there's no way on God's green earth. There is no way. I'm about to preach. Y'all ready?
Go ahead. Hold on. Let me get your sign up. Let me let that go.
There's no way. There's no way on God's green earth that it showed most of America being red. There's no way. There is no freaking way. Y'all can't be that goddamn stupid. Y'all cannot be that stupid.
Where that accent come from? Where that accent come from?
Shut up. Because I'm getting mad. Listen, there's no way y'all that doggone stupid. Ooh. Come on now. Then I saw today. See, I've been feeling ever since we got the word that Trump won. I've been feeling that something wasn't right with the numbers. Something wasn't right with the election.
Right.
Right? Today, King, are you listening?
Yes.
Today, the FBI, not local, the FBI, they're actually doing an investigation on China for election interference on this election.
Talk about it.
And every post that I've seen where they were doing the poll numbers, I'm like, this stuff it's not adding up. It is not adding up.
Hey,
and I kept saying, I kept saying on every last one of those posts, please do not let Kamala concede. And I wish my plea went all the way up to her campaign people so we can discuss this. Like, sis, I know you exhausted, but you got like 2% more in you to fight. Because at the end of the day, we need to fight to see if there's some type of election fraud. Because there's no way. No way. And then, King, now that the election has happened and Trump won, you remember when that N-word said he don't know anything about Project 2025. He said that, right?
Talk.
So you got two politicians on their Twitter.
Good.
I'm about to jump through this phone.
Good.
Listen, two politicians on their Twitter saying, oh, just so y'all know, Project 2020 is a real thing. Then, for the people that sit here talking about, it was another politician talking about he want to drag they dead bodies through whatever. If y'all go on my Instagram, which is on my thing, you'll see everything that I'm saying in my stories. I posted every single one of these things. And what I post on my Instagram story and on my Instagram, I don't post stuff that I don't fact check first. So everything on there is legit. Okay, let's say that. So anyway, so the guy was like,
what's your Instagram so they can go check?
Sarina, SARINA_813. Anyway, so yeah, so what I was saying? Oh yeah, so the guy talking about something, he gonna drag the dead bodies and all this stuff like that, right? And then he gonna proceed to say, we ain't even worrying about it because we got the votes. He also said that what does he say? He said something about mass deportation. So at the end of the day, everything that Trump said he was going to do, he's doing it. He's going to do it when he swear in on January 20th, 2024. So you know what that means? You have a lot of Hispanic people that's sitting there saying, well, it's not going to affect me because if I wasn't legal, I wasn't able to vote. Yeah, dummy. Of course you're legal to vote, but you ain't thinking about your cousin them. You ain't thinking about your grandma. You ain't thinking about your granddaddy that don't have legal papers, that's been here forever. You ain't thinking about them. Because guess what? Even if they're going through the process of getting their legal documentation to be a citizen, if those documents are not signed, sealed, and delivered by January 20th, they gone. They gone. Why you sitting here think you better than somebody? And then most of these freaking immigrants or whatever talking about I want to get rid of immigrants. N-word, you an immigrant too.
How you want to get rid of yourself?
And I'm sorry, I'm on a rant. I'm sorry. You can stop me at any time. But let me just say this one thing. Let me say this one thing. One thing that Trump did say, he said that he's going to enact a law from 1776. And if y'all don't know what that law is, you need to Google it. The law is, if you're a born citizen from a different country, so say for instance, you're from Mexico, but you was born here. If you're from India and you're born here, if you're from Jamaica and you're born here, guess what? If we go to war with any one of those countries, irregardless if you have legal documentation or not, boo, you're gone. But you know what? They're not going to get rid of us because they brought our black ass over here. So while y'all let me just stop because we might get canceled. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, one, we were here. You know, we got to do our fact checks of history. We were already here. The Moors were already here in America. They took the land from the Moors. But we'll say that for a whole nother podcast, a whole nother conversation.
Facts, but my ancestors were brought over here. But I know it was some black people that was already here, but my people was brought over here. But we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. It's definitely a mixture of both, but people do have to understand the process of things. You know what this reminds me of? Olivia Pope. An episode of Scandal. This ain't nothing but an episode of Scandal in real life, in real time, where they stole. They was gonna put in office who they wanted to put in office. Personally, I didn't like neither one of the candidates, but if I was going to vote for somebody, it would have been Kamala. That's just my opinion. He said, correction, they brought our ancestors. Yeah, they did. And the Moors were already here. So when they talk about chopping down the cherry tree, that was actually the Moors flag, you know, but like I said, that's a whole other conversation. We're not going to go that deep into that. You know what I mean? So what adjustments do you think you're going to make based off the new rules of the game? Because the game has changed. If y'all don't understand that the game has changed and the rules of engagement have changed in the place that you're living right now, you'll wake up and you'll find out. And then you'll come back to this episode and you remember that we was telling y'all the rules of engagement have now changed. But here's the thing. Everybody talks about Trump. Everybody talks about Kamala. I hate the fact that we forget about the body. We forget about the body. So the body can hide behind the faces, and we never address the body. So the cancer that's still running rampant in America never gets addressed. It's just how I feel. Just is what it is. Because I can name out of 47 presidents, ain't none of them did none of them for me. No disrespect. I love the Stop Asian Hate Crime bill. Very important. But then they try to do all lives matter included. No, it says Asian Hate Crime bill specifically. The LGBT bill specifically for that community. Where is the Black African American law that specifically talks about us? Because I don't care that you painted Black Lives Matter on the street. I don't care about that. I just want you to know that we're more than an amendment, but because we're not a part of the original writing, you still treat us as if we're an amendment, and all amendments have loopholes in it. So where are the laws that are for us? I know all the laws that are against us. I know that two people in the same state can do the same crime and one person get a counseling and another person get a maximum sentence. I understand that. And what makes me mad is sometimes when they tear down monuments, we're outside in the street twerking like they actually did something. Well, that monument was only proof of how they treated us. So 50 years from now, when they tell your kids that slavery was a choice or a job, how would they know the difference in the truth if there's no monument to remind you of actually what the truth happened? Sometimes we got to really wake them up. You know what I mean? But hey, we're going to go continue on with the show because everybody's cooking. Let's check out these comments real quick.
Wait. Can I say one thing?
Yes.
One thing I forgot to say. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm going to vote for Trump because he's gonna bring a better economy. First of all, that was Obama economy, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother.
No, you go. You can go. Go.
Oh, you want me to go there?
Go.
So, okay.
Educate them.
So first of all, that was Obama's economy, right? So when you give a transfer of power, you're giving the new president what the old president hasn't finished up yet. So everything that you've seen Trump do, even with the stimulus check, y'all sitting here talking about, oh, he gave us $2,000. Okay, he didn't give you $2,000. The Senate did that. And if you remember, Trump didn't even want to give your ass nothing. Let's keep it 100. Did y'all forget about that? Okay, so let's get back to what I was about to say. Y'all sitting here talking about we voting for him because the better economy, so forth and so forth. We already established the economy he had was Obama's. Okay, y'all got that, right? All right, so let's talk about these tariffs. How many of y'all went to social studies, American history, civics, economics? All y'all N-words didn't pay attention to how that stuff worked, right? Are you with me? You with me, right? So guess what's going to happen? Because they're already talking about what's going to happen with the tariffs. They're charging other countries for import-export. And guess who's going to be paying that? Guess who's paying it? The consumers. And guess what's going to happen? When you pay it as a consumer, inflation is going to go up. So y'all think that eggs are $6 and $7, they're going to stay the same damn price.
Hello?
Dummies.
Listen.
You sitting here wanting a better economy, but you ain't educating yourself. You're so distracted about, how he looked like a stronger person than Kamala and all this and all that. But y'all ain't looking at what this man is saying. You're not looking at the people that he's trying to put in place, right? So when you talk about he's going to have a better economy, no, he ain't. At best, we might have lower gas prices. That's it. Sis, and we might have lower housing.
Sis, why don't we too late if we're talking about the presidential office. We too late. So why don't you give them the breakdown of where it starts? Because before we get to the president, that race, that is the last. Y'all know what the 4x1 is in track?
Yeah.
The 4x1 is 4 different participants, right? The last leg is the anchor leg. So by the time we get to the presidential election, that is the anchor leg of this race that's been ran. We're not talking about the Senate. We're not talking about the courts. We're not talking about the judges that you're putting in place. We're not talking about the rule makers. Way before we get to the anchor leg. So if you're only concerned about the anchor leg, you done missed 3/4 of the race already. Yep. And then we wonder why we can't get the changes we want. Not only that, what about where you spend your money? When we were most powerful, in my opinion, during COVID, when couldn't nobody go nowhere and spend money the way they wanted to spend money, during Colin Kaepernick when he said, know your rights, and then we stopped watching football and we actually started affecting people's pockets. When you start affecting people's pockets, then people start listening. People start changing. Things aren't the same, but you don't want to change your spending habits, but you want different results. You don't want to get in the voters booth. You don't want to show up to, the Senate, the city, the city council. You don't want to do the little things in order to get the big things. You want the big change without the little steps, but it takes little steps to get the giant strides. And until we start changing our order of our footsteps and start attacking in the city, the council, the Senate, way before we get to the presidential election, we won't see the end goals anyway. We done missed the race already. And now we're complaining about the president, but you ain't complaining about what's in your city council. You ain't complaining about what's on your Senate. You're not complaining about the new judges. You're not complaining about the sheriff that's running your city. We so far behind.
Let me say something on that.
Cook, sis. Because we ain't even talking about.
Let me say something on that.
Go ahead.
Listen, I don't even think we're gonna get to the we ain't gonna get to the next subject probably. But listen. When it comes to local government, y'all, that's the most important. I've been saying it since the election, since they were going through the campaign trail. It is the most important thing. Why? Because you have people that's going to sit as judges. You have people that's going to sit in the education system where your kids are going to go to school. You have people that's going to sit in the Senate that's going to make decisions for your city. Those people are very important. So when you go to the ballot, go cast your ballot, and they ask you about these people, you can't just keep skipping through, which is why Marjorie Taylor Greene, I feel like, got back into the Senate because people were just skipping through so they can get to the presidential. No, don't do that, because what's going to happen is if you skip through these local candidates, it's going to split the vote. It's going to split the vote. That's why you see so many Republicans landslide in the Senate and in Congress right now.
You know what's so funny, sis?
It's way more important than the presidential.
Yeah.
I mean, presidential is here when it comes to like protecting the entire country, right? But you got to think about, who do you want to be in a seat for a sheriff?
Position. You have to position people, and we're not putting the people that we want in position, and then we complain about who's in the position. So y'all remember the Olympics? Y'all remember the break dancer? What's her name? Ray. What's her name? Ray Gunn. What's her name? The chick from Australia. Anyway.
Yeah.
I brought her up because of this. If you don't pay attention to the small competitions, you can't be mad at what's in the Olympics. She was only able to rob the Olympics and get in the Olympics and make a fool of herself on the Olympic stage because she robbed everyone else at the local, in the city, at the government, in the Senate, and then y'all mad that she's at the presidential election at the Olympics breakdancing and showing up and showing out. So y'all said she looked like a fool, but we have other presidents that's on television doing the same thing. They're just not breakdancing, but they're still making themselves look like a fool, but they're in position to make themselves look like a fool because you didn't put in the person that you wanted when you was at the city or the local or the state or the Senate. You didn't position the people that you actually wanted because you didn't show up. And now you mad at who's left. Can't stupid on. We can cook on that all day, sis. We can cook on that.
Yeah, let's go on because we'll be here all day for real.
I found out that your worst enemy is you and your ability to stay true to the thing that you want to do. If you lie to yourself and cheat yourself, well, then you're not fooling anybody but yourself. But if you actually get up every day and you got that action, and you got that energy that's like, I have to go and do this because I'm trying to get here. And you know every day you're working towards that, well, you're going to get there. It may take you longer. Some may do it shorter, but you're not going to lose. So I got addicted to winning. I found that you can win more when you surround yourself with more winners. I found that putting yourself in the environment of motivational, inspirational personnel, people that just want shit out of life, it's addictive. You get that, like that rubs off.
What you think about that Kevin Hart clip right there? Talk to me, sis.
I don't know what's going on with the film today, but it's pausing, so I'm not able to see it. It paused completely the whole time.
Okay, so
you can talk about what.
I got you.
Say it again.
I got you. So Kevin was basically surrounding yourself with positive people who want something out of life. He said your biggest enemy is your enemy, you. You can become your biggest enemy. So what he started doing is he got addicted to winning. And then he started surrounding himself in a winning environment. And what he realized is winning can be addictive. The more he wins, the more he's around person. He doesn't need to be the smartest person in the room, but what he does is he needs to be in the room. In order to change your life, you need to change yourself first and then change your environment and your surroundings. What are your thoughts about manifesting, changing your mindset? How did you become Serena Renee? How did you become the one-stop shop? What did you do differently when you were just Serena Renee? Not the one-stop shop, but when you were your younger self, what did you do differently now to be everything that you are right now on red carpets, on TV shows, with your own seasoning, on your Winning the Essence podcast, all the different things that you do? How did you change your life around to become who you are today?
Yeah, so what I did to change is my environment, just like he said. You know, you want to be around people that's winning. I don't want to be around people, like I told King and I told a couple people before when I came out here to LA, you know, I've been in the industry this year 20 years, right? I've been around people that were up and coming, and I don't despise that at all. But the season that I was in when I came out here not to play games. I came out here not to party, you know, or do none of that, right?
Right.
I came out here to win. So with that said, basically, you know, my attitude when it comes to that is to be around people that have already arrived. I want to be around people that I can learn from. I don't want to be around people that's at the same level as me or below me. And that's just where I'm at in this season. Have I been in that season before where I've been around people that we're all trying to come up together? Yeah. But the season I'm in now, I put in too much work. I done grind. I done had sleepless nights. I done cried sometimes. I want to give up. I put in work. So now it's time for me to reap that harvest. In order for me to reap that harvest, I have to be around people that are already doing things that can say, sis, don't do it like that, but like this. You know what I'm saying? Go and make sure when you're doing your stuff for entertainment that you look at it as a business, not just something that just to do. You know, what is your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? This is what you need to hit first. Those are the people I need to be around. Don't come to me talking about I want to invite you to my mansion. That's cool. Don't come to me talking about I want to invite you. Listen, don't come to me talking about I want to put you on my yacht or whatever. That's cool. I like it. You know, it builds faith. But show me how to get that.
How do I get the yacht? I just don't want to be on your yacht. How do I get the yacht?
Show me how to be in your tax bracket. Show me how to be in your tax bracket. You know what I mean? So that's the mentality that I had adapted, right? So while people are out trying to be in the streets, I'm building a legacy. And you know what I mean when I say that. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you can be in the streets all you want to. You can be out there and trying to, be on the scene so everybody can see you, all this and all that. And you might have a good career and all this stuff like that, right? Which is cool. Okay. But what is your legacy? What is something that you're trying to leave behind?
What is your legacy? Talk.
What is it? What is it that you want people to say about you when you leave this earth? What is it that you want the next generation to know about you in your field and how they can improve and be where you are at? You know what I'm saying? So with that said, just evaluate your circle. You know how many people I've cut off since I've been here?
Talk about it.
It happened.
Everybody can't go where you're going.
Everybody can't go. And they be getting mad. King.
Hey, look, they say you on fire. Hey, sis, hey, cook. They say you on fire right now. They say you're cooking. I can't interrupt you.
Why you mad, though? Because you can't go with me, and I'm trying to teach you how we're going to grow together, but you ain't trying to grow with me because you still hooked on your other friends over here that's trying to tell you, oh, you've been in the industry for 10 years. This ain't going to work for you. I don't want that mentality around me. Yeah. I want somebody to say, you've been in this industry for 10 years. Come on, let me show you how to get to the next level. That's who I want to be around me. So if you ain't that type of person, then guess what, boo? I still love you. We can still talk, but we ain't finna be on the same way.
They not like us.
We ain't finna go on the same, going to the events together. We ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, evaluate your circle. Oh, and before I go, I was going to say, I cut off so many people when I got here. I want to say the first 3 months.
Yeah.
I came out here. And, it's so funny because I've been back and forth from Florida to LA multiple times for work and stuff like that. But the people that didn't know me and I'm on the scene doing this stuff like that, they're looking at me like I'm just a transplant, like I'm green to the streets or whatever, because they've been living out here or they from LA and trying to put me on game or whatever. Yeah. But you spending, you trying to, just, you say you somebody, but you ain't. You know what I'm saying? So it only takes a little bit of time. So what I want to tell people is you need to evaluate your circle and evaluate people that's trying to come into your life because they see your light and they're going to try to ride off that. Either they're going to try to ride off your anointing or they're going to try to bring you down to where, boy, what is you doing? They're going to try to bring you down to where you're at that level. You understand? Every time we go out, you can ask King. I don't drink. Why? Because I want to be coherent in the atmosphere that we're in. I want to know that if this man is a billionaire over here, that's the person I need to speak to, and I need to be 100% clear in my mind of what we're talking about. Come on. You understand? So those are things that you need to think about. On. I'm done.
Ding ding. Look at the wrist. Listen.
Period.
Let me go a little deep with this one, right? Okay.
Let's go.
So in the Bible, they talk about seed, time, harvest. See, you have been a seed since the day you were born. The question is, do you water and nurture the seed to take care of it for it to grow to become everything that it's supposed to be? But as the seed grows, guess what grows with the seed and the plant? Weeds. A weed's job is to kill the plant. So you can't get mad at the hater for being the hater, because the hater is only doing this job. The question is, are you willing to get in your own garden of your own life to remove the weeds out of your garden so you can grow to your fullest of potential? Stop getting mad at people for being who they are and allow them to be who they are. Allow the hater to hate. But the question is, when the hater shows up, how do you react to it? Do you give it your energy? Do you just understand that it's on assignment to test you? Because you can't have a testimony without a test. So somebody has to question your greatness to see if you're actually really as great as you say you are. See, every time someone hates on you, it's just an opportunity to show yourself approved, to be at the next level. So you got to be grateful. Have you ever understood, every time you get closer to where you say you want to go, life says, and it tries to knock you off your path? Huh? But then we get mad. But when you get mad, guess what it did? Gotcha. Distracted you. Have you ever heard of the story when Peter was walking on water and he wanted to be over there with Jesus, and he saw Jesus on the other end and he started walking on water doing things that he ain't never did before because he had tunnel vision and his eye was on the prize? But then when the noise and the rain and the thunder started distracting him, he took his eye off the prize. Have you ever been focused on your dream and you had your eye on the prize, but then your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your parents, your teacher, someone in life said you couldn't do it and they distracted you off the prize? And when you took your eye off the prize, you stopped moving towards the goal. You stopped becoming what you wanted to become. You started getting distracted. You started questioning yourself. Sometimes some people will sit there and they will be energy vampires and they'll tell you you can't. And then you'll start questioning in your own mind. And then you'll start speaking it into existence. And then you wonder why you have this wall in front of your face. And you can't get to the other side of the wall because you have been bamboozled by yourself based off of what someone else told you. Now that you believe, and you became a prisoner of distraction to what someone else told you. See, they even scientifically did it. They took an aquarium, and when they took this aquarium, they put two fish in it. They put Nemo and a piranha in it. And when they put piranha in the thing, they saw Nemo, and the piranha ate Nemo over and over and over again. And then the scientists came back and they put a glass cylinder in between the piranha and Nemo. And so when he saw Nemo, he tried to eat it, bop, but he hit his head on the wall. Bop, he hit his head on the wall. Bop, and eventually he stopped. They came back when he stopped and they removed the glass cylinder. So when the piranha saw Nemo, he thought the glass cylinder was there and he just swam around Nemo. And then eventually the piranha died. But y'all think I'm talking about a piranha and Nemo, but I'm actually talking about you versus your dream. The glass wall isn't meant to keep you out. It's to see how bad you want in. What are you willing to go through? Because every no gets you closer to a yes. But how many no's are you willing to go through to get to your yes? I don't care how old you are. Last time I checked, sis, and you can quote me if I'm wrong, the lady was on Black Panther. Wasn't she 89 years old? And she was in one of the biggest movies in the world at 89. Okay, have you ever heard of KFC? Do you know that he started at 65? Have you ever heard of 409 Cleaner? Do you know that they got their name because it took 409 times to get the formula right? Have you ever heard of 3 feet from gold, where you stopped digging, but the gold is right in front of your face, but you walked away because someone said you couldn't do it, and then you got mad at someone for digging a little further than you? See, you have always been great. Your destiny has always been waiting on you. The question is, are you willing to fulfill your destiny to get to the destiny? The promised land is already promised. It's not the promised land. It's, are you willing to fulfill your promise in order to enter the land? Because blessings have requirements. Uh-oh. Y'all ain't like that one. Dreams have requirements. In order for your dreams to come true, there's a requirement that you must meet. It's like taking a kid to a mother freaking roller coaster ride, an amusement park, and they have the little mouse with the ruler, where if you're not tall enough to ride this ride, you can't get on it. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to your dreams. Your dreams have requirements of discipline and consistency. And if you can't be disciplined and consistent in your dream, then stop complaining that you can't get on the ride. Because you don't want to do what it takes to meet the requirement to make your dreams come true. But guess what? It's your dream, and it's your responsibility to make your dream come true. Les Brown says the richest place in the world is the graveyard. from all the unborn ideas, from all the possibilities, from all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but didn't, from all the excuses, from all the things that you distract yourself, whether it's family, friends, the person you give your heart to, the opportunity, the mentor, your ego. What is your distraction? What is stopping you from becoming everything that you always could become, everything that you've always been good at, because you were good since the day you were born? You know how I know? Because there's not another you. So by default, you're the best. Imagine if you started waking up and living life on purpose. Imagine if you played all out. Sometimes we go outside and we don't even give life our all, and we get the gift of tomorrow. What if you went all out in life every time you woke up? What would happen and what would your life be? See, your life would be different because you're different. Your life is only the same because you wake up the same. But when you change your mindset and how you wake up, then there's no way that life can be different, because now you're knocking down doors. Now you're pushing haters out the way. Now you don't care what the naysayers say. Now nothing can stop you because you're unbreakable, because you choose to be. You're supposed to cry. You're supposed to get mad. You're supposed to get angry. You're supposed to get depressed. You're supposed to have all these different emotions. These are real. You're supposed to honor these emotions. But the question is, do you stay stuck in your emotions, or do you allow your pain to become your gasoline to your automobile of success? My back, sis. I had to go in a little bit.
Nah, you killed that boy. Give me
They had me
some, dog. Give me some.
Yeah, they had me going. You know what I mean? We gotta let it cool down a little bit. It got a little hot. It got a little hot up in here. You know what I mean? Got a little hot. You know what I mean?
Dog,
We'll go to the next topic. You know, we got other people coming in. You know what I mean? My bag. I just had.
I don't know if it's gonna play.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I don't know if it's gonna play on my. You probably have to reiterate the video again, but.
It's all good. But I'll reiterate it. I'll tell you what's going on. Don't even see. Listen. You know why that's happening? We cooking today. You know why that's happening? Because we're operating at such a high.
Why is happening?
So well, we're cooking so well that something has to try to block the blessing. Someone has to try to distract us. The question is, will we let the technical difficulties stop us from doing what we're doing, or will we overcome the technical difficulties? See, it has to rain, but you can't tell me one rainstorm that has lasted forever. And after every time it rains, there's a rainbow. The question is, can you endure the can you endure the storms of your life to get to the rainbows that are waiting on you? See, because in the rain is the biggest blessing. That's where you problem solve. That's where you grow. That's where you understand. That's where you learn to do things differently. You gotta celebrate the rain, because you can't have a testimony without the rain. You can't have a testimony without the test. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm doing too much. You're gonna get me going, sis. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, sis. Leave me alone, sis. They don't want that type of smoke. Leave me alone. Let's go here. This is our last topic of the day.
All right.
As long as God wakes you up, that means he ain't through with you yet. And if he wakes you up, you got a shot to correct it and get it right. And he kept waking me up. So I figured, okay, God wakes you up. That also means that he has something for you that you've yet to receive. So as long as he was waking me up, I figured, what else? He can't take nothing else from me.
It's funny. Were you able to see it, sis? Could you hear it?
Yeah, but it played that time.
So it's funny that the last situation just happened, and this is the last one of the day. Go on, cook, sis. Go on, talk to the people, man. I'm gonna give them a break. Talk to the people, sis.
You're stupid. Well, first of all, Steve is actually right. Like, sometimes we look at life and say, dang, this is so hard. But God knows it's going to be hard. You know, he's not going to give you a task that you're asking for. Let me break that up. Not a task. He's not going to give you a blessing that you're asking for. And you think it's going to be an easy break. You know what I mean? Faith without works is dead, right? So you can have a faith to get a Bentley, right? Yeah. But if you ain't putting in the work to get the money up to get that Bentley and have the money to do the maintenance and stuff, God's not gonna bless you with that. And that's just like with your career, with what type of lifestyle you want. A lot of women, and y'all gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of y'all talking about something. I want a man that got $100,000. Boo, $100,000 is not that much. And even if he did have $100,000, do you think that he gonna share that with you? He might.
Wow.
He might.
Wow.
But another thing, would you be an asset to that $100,000, or would you be a liability? Would you help? Do you know how to help him flip that? Do you even know what to do when you're in that tax bracket? Do you know what to do? You have a CPA and they say, hey, don't do this purchase, but do that purchase. Are you going to support him in that? You see what I'm saying? Turn around. I'm
Okay.
just saying, God is not going to reward you something if you're not prepared for that. So every day that you get up, whatever you ask God for, He's giving you that opportunity to work towards that blessing, to work towards that goal, to work towards that thing that you want to leave for your legacy. He's giving you that opportunity every time you open up your eyes. And I ain't even going to lie. I'm going to be 100% transparent with y'all. 2 days ago, I was in my shower and I cried my eyes out because I felt like, dang, God, you see everything that I've done being here in LA. You see how long I've been out here for, you know, in the industry for 20 years. It's certain things that I have done and people look at it and be like, oh, you got all these accolades. Yeah, I got these accolades. But there's some things in me that I want more. And I've been working hard for. And I'm like, dang, God, you don't see me out here working? You don't see me out here grinding? And you know what? God reminded me. He ain't done yet.
Won't He remind you?
Huh?
I said, won't He remind you? Won't God remind you?
Me.
Yeah.
He reminded me. What you think I wake you up for every day? Why do you think that I put you in certain predicaments? And you know what? That same freaking day, King, you know what happened? And I'm trying not to cry because you know I'm a little waterhead.
Yeah, I see it.
That same day, dog. You know, in 20 years of me being in the industry, I never had an agent. I did everything on my own, and I just got an agent a couple months ago. My agent called me yesterday.
Yeah.
And was like, I got you for this role.
Yeah.
She said, you're going to be a main character in this role, and I need you to learn martial arts. And I was like, what? Because it was so funny because I always thought, I looked at certain Marvel movies and this and the third, and I was like, dang, I'm going to do that one day.
Yeah.
So she was like, while she's sitting here telling me that, I'm looking on Amazon. I'm like, I got to get some boxing gloves, right? So I'm getting the boxing gloves or whatever. Then I was like, I got to find somebody that's in Hollywood that can teach me like how to do stunts and stuff. I called somebody. Tomorrow we're doing our first session.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I literally cried my eyes out, y'all.
Yeah.
I cried my eyes out.
Yeah.
In the shower.
Yeah.
Like, God, you see what I'm doing. And she I promise you, she called me and was like, we got that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
You deserve it. You deserve it.
What Steve Harvey said is so true.
Yeah.
Every single day you wake up, you need to ask God, what is the purpose of this day? Guide me for this day. Guide me for this day. Put me in position. And then, I got to tell you this part. I'm on the phone with the lady. King, I kid you not. Yeah. While she on the phone, I'm already hyped. I'm looking for boxing clubs and stuff that I need or whatever. I don't already order that. Yeah. I'm walking through the freaking gym of where I stay at in my high rise. Yeah. And we have an actual boxing gym. And I'm like, okay, God, I see you. I gets in the elevator. King, why I get to the elevator? It was a guy that was working out in the other gym, because it's a gym here and there's a gym right next to it. So we have the boxing gym, we have the regular gym. Okay. I gets in the elevator. He gets in the elevator. He's built like a freaking boxer. So I say, you fight? And he was like, yeah, I do martial arts. Nigga. Listen, God will put you in position, but you have to be ready. You have to be ready. You have to stay ready. So you
gotta do what? Wait. Now rewind the tape. You gotta do what?
You have to be ready so you won't have to get ready. Every single time. Now, did I ask him to train me? No. But I remember a person that has done Hollywood stunts, that has done martial arts for movies and stuff. And that person is going to be training me. Yeah. But what I'm saying, y'all.
What you saying?
Every day that you wake up, it is not in vain.
Yeah.
I don't care what happens during that day. You still give God thanks, and then the next day you debrief and you say, okay, that happened. God, what you trying to show me out of that? Uh-huh. Every single time. So what Steve Harvey is saying is so true.
So real.
So real. I'm sorry, I done moved the dog on camera.
No,
My bad. All right.
Every day that you wake up is an opportunity to change your future, but it's the closer day to your grave. So what are you waiting for? You should be great with every breath you take, because it could be your last. Like, why are you still here? What was so special about you that you got to take this next breath? And what will you do with it? See, that one moment doesn't get to define your life. Your attitude does about the moment. I'm going to say that one more time. One moment doesn't get to define your life, but your attitude about that moment will. A lot of us are in our own mental prisons because we don't know how to forgive our 5, 10, 15, 20-year-old self from the things that we've been through. A lot of us haven't allowed us to fulfill our purpose because our pain is greater than our purpose. And that's not true. That's false. Your purpose is greater than your pain, but your pain can actually fuel your purpose if you know how to use your pain. See, you have to understand, or no, you don't. You have a choice. What you're choosing not to do, you're choosing to do. I'm going to say that one more time. What you're choosing not to do, you're choosing to do. And there's this word called price. There's a price to pay to become everything you want to become, or there's a price you're paying not becoming it, because you'll never know what it was like to be what you could have been.
Yeah.
You can't tell me one dictionary that you'll find success before sacrifice. You know why? Because you have to be willing to fail at the opportunity and sacrifice to get the success that you want. See, success has a formula, and you have to be willing to fail at the opportunity and sacrifice and put in the work in order for success to even happen. So earlier I talked about seed, time, and harvest. Mm-hmm. Seed is you. The time is the work that you put into it. The harvest is when you're walking into the blessing based off of the work. So if you haven't got to the harvest, that means you haven't put enough time in. Not your time, but his time. See, you think your time is ready, but if he gave it to you when you asked for it, that same thing that you asked for could kill you because you wasn't ready for it. That's like me going into the gym, putting up 500 pounds on the bench press, getting up under it, lifting it off, and dropping all that weight on my chest. It's not the fact that I couldn't lift it one day. It just wasn't that day. So I would have to get in the gym and work on the consistency until I'm able to lift that. So the reason why I gave y'all the gym analogy is because I have a question for you. Let me get a little closer to the camera. How heavy are your dreams? Because you can't outdream who created you. I don't care what you call it. I just happen to call him God. How heavy are your dreams? And if your dreams are that heavy, what are you doing in the weight room of life to be able to lift that weight up? Or are you just making excuses? Because excuses are heavy too. Excuses can make you comfortable. Excuses can make you lazy. Excuses can keep you in the place for as long as you choose for the excuse to keep you there. But when you stop making excuses and you start taking action to change your life, and you do that action daily, you will break the stronghold of the bondage of the prison that you put yourself in, not the one that you had to be in, to have the freedom that you've had since the day that you were born. The question is, what type of work ethic do you have? And how can you be consistent in your work ethic? What type of discipline do you have? Is your why big enough to make you cry? The days that you want to stop, give up, don't believe it can happen, will your why keep you going? Do you even know why you want to become what you want to become? Or do you just want to become it because you think it's cool, or because you see everyone else doing it? Because everyone else's purpose ain't your purpose. See, a lot of people will die copycats when they were made a masterpiece, but you don't know how to be a masterpiece because you're too busy looking at someone else's lifestyle.
Yep.
It's crazy how you know everybody else's songs, everybody else's lyrics. You can sing everybody else's song, know who they following, know who they dating, know how many followers they got, but you don't know none of your own stats in your own life. How come you know someone else's life better than your own life? When was the last time you did a SWOT report on your life? When was the last time you loved yourself the way you're supposed to love yourself, to change your life the way your life should be, could be, and always could have been? But guess what? You are where you are right now perfectly based off of all your choices of yesterday. And if you don't like where you are today, that means you need to make a different decision of yesterday. Napoleon Hill calls it hypnotic rhythm. Well, that question is here. When you wake up, you do the same thing, but you expect change. That's insanity. But you don't have to be insane. You can love yourself, right? And start healing today. I'm going to do it today. I don't know how, but I'm working on it. I don't believe that I can do it, but I'm working on it. And guess what? The more you work on it, the more your belief will change, because you will start to see the results. You don't go to the gym one time and stand in the mirror and say you're in shape. But the more you go, because when you start going to the gym, the first week you're sore, it hurts. 2 weeks, oh, ow, ooh. But eventually that soreness goes away. The hunger starts to change. You start to see your body change, your appetite change, your diet change. You start feeling guilty for not even being at the gym. And the more consistent you get, then your body starts to change. And you start to become everything that you wanted to become. Well, that works the same way when it comes to your dream. When you show up to your dream, when you talk your dream, when you speak your dream, when you say affirmations about your dream, when you talk to yourself about your dream, you create your vision board, you create your plan, you start to work it. Because faith without work is dead. Faith is merely more than just a mirage of what could be. See, faith is an image, it's imagery, it's invisible, it's what you see, right? In your mind, but it's not in reality. So you have to speak it. Once you speak it and you write it down, it becomes real. Once you take action behind your plan, you got to go through your nose to get to your yes. But if you keep on stepping every day that you wake up, eventually your nose will become your yes. Everything you see in the background, from this jacket, from the TV, from the computer screen, from your cell phone, was someone else's idea. And if you're always participating in someone else's idea and their dreams, who's participating in your dreams? And when did their dreams become more important than your dreams? But if you start participating and spending your money on their dreams and put your money in your dreams, then you could be in the same situation that they're in. Stop being a prisoner of someone else's dream and create your own dream, because your dream has just as much value as their dream. Don't call them a celebrity. Look in the mirror and call yourself a celebrity. Love yourself. It's different. You gotta love yourself, like ridiculously love yourself, ridiculously be willing to work on yourself, hold yourself accountable, and have the responsibility, because responsibility is the ability to respond to yourself. The question is, will you respond? Will you take your ability to be everything that you could be, or will you die in your excuses? And I'll end it with this quote from the homie Amir Suleiman. He said, one day you will be someone's ancestor. Act accordingly. And the most powerful part about this poem that he wrote, he said, do you not know that death has mounted its steed since the day you were born? The question is that I want to ask everyone right now. Will death find you in your purpose or your excuses? That's our show. This is your boy, King Jacquel Martin. And I'm sitting here with the beautiful, the one, the only, the magnificent Serena Renee, the one-stop shop. So shout out to our sponsors, In the Hood Clothing. You feel me? Check them out. You know what I'm saying? You see the work, you feel me? And you'll also be seeing our clothing line drop from Whispering to Your Soul. We're going to have our own clothing line dropping in just as well, too. So make sure y'all follow Serena, you know what I mean, on her Instagram. Let me show y'all her Instagram so y'all know how to follow the sis, because she's doing big things. And if you ain't following, don't get mad when the train is going. You hear me? Right there at Serena _813 at Serena _813. And you can also follow your boy on Instagram if you like our vibe and how we talking, because we do this on a daily. This ain't just for the show. This is really our lifestyle. You feel me? Check me out at King Jacquel Martin on Instagram. And if you want to follow the show, because we're going to be dropping more content exclusively on Whispering to Your Soul, follow us at Whispering to Your Soul exclusively. Get ready for the clothing line to drop. Get ready for intimate conversations to drop. Just get ready for us to keep doing what we do, because we choose to walk in our purpose. Hopefully you'll walk with us and we can join y'all in y'all purpose as well. That's our show. Yes, sir.
All right.